was with your wife and daughter
Mm-hmm.
at McKenya's place.
Oh, when was that?
As I was texting you today.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hmm.
yeah, they just text me. I told them make sure I told them I'm getting ready to interview you. So
Yeah.
excellent. Can you hear me? You went out.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Now I can't see you though.
Okay, because it's saying
Now you just took the mic off, but it's the other one, the video. So I can't hear you yet.
okay, when I'm on this screen, it says tap to speak. And then when I switch over, I can see you. For some reason, they got me in safe driving mode, and I'm not driving. Stop, Caesar.
Oh,
So let me see.
goodness.
Leave. No, I don't want to leave the meeting. So,
Let me see. Let me ask you to show the video and see if it prompts the button for you.
all right, now can you see? Okay, and let's see. Start video.
Now, yep, now, yes.
All right, there I go.
There we go. Cool beans. Thank you. All right, cool. So it's real informal. Did they ask you YouTube that you know you're being live?
It just said something about like a third party.
Yep. Okay. All right, cool. So anyway, let's start with how we met. And for all those who know, I bring to you guys the people who I think is out there in the streets, moving and shaking, making a difference in the lives for Black people. So this person I'm about to bring to you, she performed well, and I just said I got to meet her. She worked with my daughter, so I said y'all got to meet her. And she's an entrepreneur, so we want to support her too. Remember, money is like blood; got to circulate. So without further ado, how you doing, Sister Tia?
Thank you. I'm doing well, and you, and thank you so much.
You know, how did you meet my daughter? I guess we should start out with.
I accidentally waltzed into a play by McKenya Dilworth Smith in the Morning Bishop Theater. And so
Yes.
I play her mother in the play just in time for Christmas.
Like, if your background though, like you were in Gary, you born and raised in Gary. Like, how did you get to Gary?
I was born and raised in Chicago, and then I moved here. Maybe I'm thinking my youngest daughter was like 2 or 1. So maybe like 20 something years ago, my husband and I, we moved here, but we moved to Lakeshore Dunes Apartments. And I liked
Mm-hmm.
it here so much that we decided to buy a home in Miller.
All
Yeah.
right. That. Now, where you come from in Chi-Town? Where you at?
Uh, the south side of Chicago, the Jeffrey Manor.
Okay, okay. So a little bougie, a little bit.
Yes, of course. A
No,
little
it's all
bit,
good.
depending on what side of the tracks you're on, you might run into something, another experience.
No, it's all love. Now, growing up in Chicago, I know you tough. Like you made for it tough to put up with and deal with our people in Chi-Town. What's the difference between Chicago and Gary that you see?
What's funny is when I first moved here, everybody from Chicago was talking about Gary. It was the murder capital of the town, and it was, and I'm like, and then when I got here, I'm expecting the worst, but it's the people. I love the people of Gary. They come from all over, interesting backgrounds, you know, like, but they always come back home. They don't play about Gary. And now I'm official, I call myself a Gary, I'm a Gary native. And sometimes I like to look at my city from my city, but it's the people. Very
Yeah.
cordial. I didn't see people hanging out all on the corner like that. They
Right.
don't bother people. In Chicago, it's like certain neighborhoods you go in is they want to know what gang you in. Never had that problem. You
Yeah.
can go
Yeah.
anywhere. It's hello, how you doing? It's kind of like Southern in a way.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it reminded me of Mississippi. You know, the
Yeah.
hospitality in the South. Yeah. Now, what I will say though, when they tore down the projects, Dory Miller Delaney, you know, a lot of Indianapolis, they started complaining.
And also when they was tearing down the projects in Chicago, it was a big migration. And I remember being in a salon and they like, I hope don't none of them Chicago people come. And I was looking like, oops, here
One
I
right
am.
here. One right here. So, no, that's
Yeah.
cool. So how many children you have?
3.
What grades? Like what are they?
Oh, they 28, 22, and 16.
All right, all right. So you've already you probably on the way to being a grandma.
Oh yeah, I am. I normally don't tell people how old I am. I just keep that. Yeah, I have one. I'm a big mama. I have them call me Big Mama.
Now, how did you get into acting though?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I really am not an actor. I didn't think so. I always, as a kid, like played around by me being the only child. You know, my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother would have me I watched TV a lot. She would have me be her little actress and be comedian and be funny, and I would reenact stuff all the time. And then actually my first role was like Brandon Bowen's Billboard B. He has a show called The G on Amazon Prime. And so
Mm.
I took small roles on that. And then McKenya just threw me into this play, and I was supposed to just take a small part and
Mm-hmm.
ended up with a larger role. So I don't know.
So this was when I saw you, that was your first time acting?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. And a live audience. I did it on the G, but it was I played a sergeant one and a dancer. It was no speaking roles, just me on there.
Wow, well, great job and confidence too. But you was the only
Thank you.
child. Let's go back to the only child. So were you spoiled too?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, if you was the only child, you ain't had no competition.
I sure didn't. I
So
sure
yeah,
didn't.
so you just don't want to admit it. So
But
what
no, I wasn't spoiled. I was well cherished. Okay.
yeah, this and that, bling and bling. I got you. So are you gonna take it to the next level? Like what's your thoughts with acting? I thought you did a great job.
My daughter told me I should go be on Tubi. I was like, what?
You
So
know,
I
entertainment, yeah, entertainment is the biggest export that America does to the world. Entertainment, and blacks are a big part of that. So she got a
yeah,
point.
yeah, I never really thought of it. It was just
Yeah.
like fun to me.
Now
Yeah,
your
and a
daughter was
different
there.
color.
I didn't meet your daughter. Your daughter was there.
The oldest one was there, and then I think she had to leave, so she hurried up and left. And the other two he was in school, and the other one she go to University of Michigan.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think you should pursue it, and I think it's a lot of other people. Let's give McKenya her kudos now. So what's your who is McKenya? You already told us how we met, but where do you think she's going?
Oh, McKenya going. You know, I just can't get enough of McKenya. I love being inspired by other people. I like to feel like I'm the laziest one in my group. I like to, and McKenya works. Like she gets in there. And so when I saw her in her element, it's just spectacular. I mean, I didn't mind taking her direction. Them looks that she gave me, like, you better get it together. And I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, no, you the actor, you tell me. But I love it because she is a powerhouse. And I love the way she took her mother and her mother's legacy. And this
Yes.
is what I'm saying about the people of Gary. Like, she lived in Egypt, and she didn't have to come back here.
Right.
She didn't,
Yeah.
a lot of people leave and don't come back.
Right.
A lot
Right.
of
Right.
people just give up.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
tenacity of the Gary people, that's why I know, I found the right place to be.
You know, I always say, well, going back to McKenya though, I'm interviewing her soon too. So I'm gonna make sure she see this video, but I'm gonna be interviewing her, especially with her trips to Germany. But
Yes.
what I like about her is, and I think this is applicable across the board, the dark skin, the more darker you are, to me, the more resiliency that you have because the global anti-dark skin phenomenon that people do. So when I see a dark skinned person confident, I know they've been through the ringer and they came out on top.
That's funny that you said that because I was just speaking about her the other day, and I was like, there's no confusion about because with me, like somebody told me that one day I was with one of my friends, dark skinned woman, traditional black features, hair, everything. She's heavy set. And she
Mm-hmm.
was telling me one day, see, Tia, you're universal. People are more likely to accept you because of the texture of your hair and the way you look. She said, me, she was saying and then I had never thought of it like that. She said, by me being dark skinned, heavy set, she said she always got to be extra nice, extra because people just have this thing. So to see people like her and McKenya be authentic, dark, beautiful features, and there's no, you can't, oh, they're exotic, Gary, native, beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Yeah,
And, she even helped me build my confidence up. Like, no, you get out there and you do what you got to do
yeah,
and not
yeah.
care about the look or try to be appealing and just to she set her standard and is beautiful because people do have a lot of misconceptions and people will judge you by your hair and I get it
Oh
on the
yeah,
opposite
oh
set
yeah.
on the opposite or like people just think they look at me and be like ain't no way you train dogs. Like what does that mean?
Wait, that
So
was the second part where we was going. So yeah.
right.
So
So yeah, to
well,
see her in her element, I love to see it.
yeah, yeah. We go rock and roll. I can't wait to interview her and introduce her to our audience. So that's gonna be good. All right. So you just kind of gave up the next part.
Oh,
So you're a businesswoman. What do you do for a living? What's your
I have
entrepreneur?
Friends Forever Pet Services, and I do offer training, boarding, and pet sitting, daycare. But my foundation is actually training, dog training. I'm also AKC evaluator, so I do the AKC certification, the American Kennel Club certification, and give out titles, evaluate for titles, and do things like that.
So I want to go back to the animal part. Where did that come from?
All my like I said, I was an only child. My they never let me have animals. And so, my grandmother and my mother and them, they, back in my day, you had to stay on the block. So some of my friends could go all on the block. I had to stay on the block. So I would feed the animals, feed the birds, feed the squirrels. And so over time I had a squirrel that I trained to sit on my lap because I would feed it
What?
and feed it. And I ended up having two like that. And what was it would know like when I would come home from school, it would try to get in the house. It started
What?
knowing my routine. Yeah. So I had
Wait a
two
minute, wait a
like
minute.
that.
How old were you? How old were you? You got a squirrel sitting on your lap.
I have to be like 8. Yeah. So I've always had a connection with animals. I always trained like and played with other people's dogs, but never got a chance to have my own. So yeah, I would
That,
always
that,
bring stuff home. And then I actually went to school to be a veterinarian. But then when I actually started working in the field, I was like, no, this is not for me. Caesar.
well, I told you they say that's the whitest profession in all professions, veterinarians. So that's the ones white people dominating like 90 some percent.
Yeah, but I met some black vets. We actually had one out in Gary for a minute. But I don't know where she disappeared to.
I got a list of across 20 cities who the black veterinarians are. So I'm trying to keep up with it. And that's why I look forward to working with you all because what we're saying, just like anything, we need to support each other.
Oh, in Chicago, Auburn.
Yep.
And
Rachel.
Auburn,
Sister Rachel over
yeah,
there.
yeah. I work with her nephew Justin. He owned Boss K now. He when I
Is
he do
he and Gary?
no,
Is
see,
both Kay and Gary?
Rachel lives in Auburn Vet.
Right.
Justin is in Chicago. He's Chicago based, Boss K9. But I
So
go to
yeah, I
him.
don't know him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in his working dog club. And so I go to him when I want to do competitions and up level my style of obedience for competitions when we go travel and put our dogs on the field. So I'm a part of his working dog club too.
So what about like Glen Park? Do you work with Glen Park Animal Hospital? They know you exist on Ridge Road?
I don't believe so. Probably nobody. No. Caesar, cut
What
it
about
out.
the Animal Welfare League on 62nd and Wabash?
No. Now I have done some volunteer work back in the day. I'm familiar with Silver Stray, but not really having too many connections.
Well, we go rock and roll. That's what today is our veterinarian day, our animal and pets day. So we want everyone to meet someone that's you heard since she was 8 years old, trained squirrels and sit on her lap. You want to worry about rabies and all that stuff?
No, I really don't even think about that type of stuff. No, I don't. I sure don't.
Well, yeah, you couldn't have been my daughter. Let Mariah try that.
Oh, I brought everything in the house.
Oh,
Everything.
heck yeah.
Everything.
If you've been sitting outside, don't be coming sitting in the house. So hey, that was trouble.
I brought a seagull home one day, a bird. Yeah. They used to be like, oh my God.
Well, at
Yeah.
least you told our audience where that came from. At least we know where it came from. So that's something. So where you see the business going? Like how where you want to take it to?
I eventually would like a brick and mortar, a building where I would like to see where a vet clinic, um, also offering holistic things, like holistic homeopathic things for the animals, not just medicine, like massage therapy, things like
For
that.
animals?
Yeah. You know what? Oh, on Christmas Day, I had a scare. Now, I have a 12-year-old German Shepherd, Sir Merrick. That's my first dog ever, who I started this business with. And Christmas Day, oh Lord, I thought he was gone. But his back legs were messed up. So I contacted this lady named, she was one of my vendors at my annual dog show. So I called her up and she put this sound wave machine on his back legs and he started hopping around. And that was only one session. So they offered pet massage, horse massage, aromatherapy, and acupuncture, chiropractic for animals. So I would like to have a center where I educate the public about animals handling. I would like to have a junior league of animal handlers. I've been in quite a couple of schools. I mean, Kenya had me and my pit bull Stella, and some of Eloise Smith had me with. So I go with my cousin Ricardo Wadi. I've been in quite some schools. Who else?
But are
Patrick.
they paying you for this? Or like, is this what you do to earn money, or this is just
No,
training?
now they weren't paying me. Maybe I should figure out how to get paid for it. But I was just really doing it out of the love because a lot of the time in the communities, there's this stereotype that about Black people and we scared. I saw on Facebook the other day, some people asked a question, white people ask us anything. And it was like, why we scared of dogs and run? And even Black people were reinforcing negative stereotypes, talking about it's in our DNA. And I was like, well, I do know that I'm Black. And so it was just like the miseducation, we misinformed. And sometimes people see dogs and the antics that they have that they don't know they making a dog. So I'm thinking the younger I can teach them to stop being afraid, because a lot of times they never even met a dog. It's just passed down. Their grandma got, their
I'm one
grandma,
of them people
uncle,
though,
brother got
Tia.
dead. Huh?
I'm one of them people. So we'll see how well you can educate, because I'm one of the people, and I know firsthand like some dogs that was racist because they wouldn't bark around light skin, but dark skin
No,
they'd go
no,
off.
you
So
playing, but no, that is a serious thing. When I started Schützen, it's a German style of training. And I was like the only black person, the only black woman there. And this woman was like, "Oh, you could pet my dog." But I read the dog, and the dog was looking at me like, because in most cases, when they doing protection work, the dog is a white handler, and sometimes the agitator is black. So the dog was looking at me like, "Don't you believe her?" And I said, "And I won't." I was like,
good
"No."
move, yeah, smart move. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and I that's what I teach people all the time. Like children, they'll just run up to a dog and pet it. And I'm like, a lot of the time owners don't know what they dogs do. What you always hear. "Oh, he ain't never did that before."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So me
So
teaching handling and education is one of my big things about the people.
well, what I should have did before we got on the call was kind of get your price points down, because I do like to make sure people know how to reach you and kind of what a range of your costs are. But we can do that later. But I do want people to know how to reach you so they can inquire about what they can do, what you can do to add value to their pet lives. Um, Let me ask you this before we let you speak to that. What would you say has been your worst experience date caring for a pet, walking a pet? Like what's been your worst experience?
Loose dogs. There people who just allow their dogs off lead. And I'm walking one of my dogs in training, and they just let their dogs loose. And then clearly the dogs don't want to play. And they like, "Oh no, my dogs are okay." And it's like, if I have two big Rottweilers with me, I used to have two Rottweilers in Chicago, and it's just me. And the only thing that was saving me was the obedience I put in. Otherwise, those two dogs could have drugged me and killed that dog. And so it's like sometimes people just really don't understand that not all dogs don't like each other. And your wild dog running up on me, it may be cute to you, but it's not. So a lot of people just letting their dogs run loose. It's a big problem.
Well, I think you've given us an education already, so this is good. um,
Yeah.
how do people? Well, what about the other business? Tell us about the other business, then we'll get your contact info.
What other business?
AKA or
Oh,
AK?
so I'm an AKC, the American Kennel Club evaluator, and so that goes with my training, because there's really no true certification to become a dog trainer. So I just thought me adding that extra thing and getting with a reputable a place that's already established, that would boost it up, that show people that I did go the extra mile to link up with a historical place that's already known about dogs. And so what, as an evaluator, what I do is your dog has to run a series of tests, like temperament testing, and then it'll get a title through one of my programs, but it can't show any aggression towards dogs or people. And eventually I would like for Gary to have his own I would like to start an AKC club out here and get people to do trial and agility and just have fun with our dogs, because I already have my annual dog show, but I would like to incorporate the AKC and put Gary on the map as far as animals.
Well, we do support Brother Gary with his dog show. He do it in August. I think he do it every August, right? You're over there too?
Yeah, see, I go to his. I compete a couple of times, but it's like, by me being a professional trainer, I'm gonna beat them. Unless I get a puppy, or I try to get my clients to come and show their dogs off. But then I have my dog show in Maryville every year. Like, it's the third Saturday in September, Mutt League Fun Dog Show.
All right, good to know. Good to know. How do people reach you?
Uh Friends Forever. My phone number is 219-230-6208. And my website is Friends. Oh, okay, I hear you. Friends, FRIENDS, FURR-EVER.com. I forgot what my TikTok is, but that's
Yeah.
on.
What the
Yeah.
phone number one more time?
219-230-6208.
All right. Did I leave anything out that you wanted to put out there to the world?
No, but I train all breeds, all sizes, all temperaments. I'm both mobile so I could Caesar, I hear you. Quiet. So look, Caesar and that he acting up. So
No, it's all good. All right.
Caesar, enough. Quiet. I hear you. That's Caesar. That's one of those ones. A little dog. And so Caesar in here doing the most. He want to be heard. So what is it? 219-230-6208. I train all type of dogs, advanced obedience, puppy training, puppy class, adults, so all breed sizes and temperaments. I'm mobile, or you can come to me. And I
that's
serve
Chicago Gary, right?
Chicago and Northwest Indiana.
Northwest Indiana. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna send you the link so you can share this video too with your audience. We're gonna make sure McKenya can hear what we said about her.
I know that's right. I don't know how my background and me looking, but I have to let them dogs out. Get on this Zoom.
No. I appreciate it. They'll be all right. They'll get
I
over
don't
it.
even get to take my coat off. I'm running around here with my little multitude of my little fur kids around here.
No, you all good. Don't even worry about it. We all good. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you so much. And
All right,
what a
we'll be
great
in
way
touch.
to start off my year with more
That's
promo.
it.
You see Elliot back there. Elliot, look. This Detective Elliot Stabler here. He keep everybody in order.
So the dog don't mess with him?
Oh no, nobody mess with old Elliot. He's something else. He's something else. I got him from Gary Animal Control about 3 years ago.
All right.
All right, you all have a good one. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk. Peace.